Want to analyze captured network traffic for threats or performance issues, but don't know where to start? Sorting through terabytes of PCAP can be daunting and time-consuming. Let me show you how Endace Probe and EndaceVision helps you solve security and performance issues quickly and with amazing clarity. Endace Probe is an always-on network recorder. It connects to your network via taps, spam ports, or packet brokers to record 100% of the traffic on your network. Days, weeks, or months of network traffic can be recorded to disk. EndaceVision is the powerful UI used to search and analyze network data recorded by Endace Probe. Let's take a brief look at EndaceVision. I'm creating a new investigation. I'm going to add a data source, which is a rotation file. A rotation file is where the packets are stored. A rotation file can hold hours, days, or weeks worth of traffic. I'll give this investigation a name. And I want to select the last hour as my time range. Now I can view the traffic using any of these tools. Conversations tool, TCP tools, top talkers, and traffic breakdown. Traffic breakdown is quite useful and it allows me to show the traffic over the last hour by any of these different parameters. If I'm interested in VLANs, I can show a traffic breakdown by VLAN. What was being drawn was traffic by IP protocol. Here you can see the VLANs. Traffic breakdown by application is quite useful. It shows me what application traffic has been running over my network over the last hour. And no surprise, a lot of it is web traffic. This is showing me the top 10 right now, but let's expand that out to perhaps 50. And so we could start to see some of the more obscure applications that are consuming less bandwidth. So Xbox Live traffic, for example, or Active Sync. And this is showing me as it's building out, but it's now finished building out the last hour. You can also add other tools in parallel, so Conversations tool and a traffic breakdown tool together. The Conversations tool is a table, and it's showing me the top conversations here, how much bandwidth they've consumed. Again, I can expand this list out. Let's show the next 10 as well, so a total of 20. And it allows me to get various different views of the traffic and look at it different ways. Now, I'd like to change the layout so I can see the traffic breakdown at the top, and here I can skinny down the top here so that I've maximized screen real estate for the information that I'm most interested in seeing. Next, I want to apply a filter. A couple of ways I can do the filter. I can either select one of these applications here in the list and then just filter to it, or filter that out. I could focus in on one of these conversations, so I could filter in on this conversation. Or I can simply create the filter myself by clicking on the filter bar and adding any of these filters, and we can combine filters together. So for example, I can add an application filter which is CIFS. Now this will narrow in on CIFS traffic only. And I can combine filters. Let's say I want to see CIFS traffic for a particular IP address. I'll select a directionless IP. Directionless IP shows me all traffic to and from that IP address, source or destination. And so we're narrowing in quite nicely now. So we're only looking at 325 meg of traffic, whereas we were looking at many tens of gigabytes before. And depending on my scenario, I can keep going with different filters, etc. from my security tools, I've been alerted to the fact that this particular IP address has some sort of threat associated with it. So let's have a look at this traffic and see what's going on behind this IP address. And okay, I have a interesting view here. It's some Microsoft traffic, and it looks like it's just one conversation, but it's focused on Microsoft traffic. What I could do is see if there's been any, if this is threatening traffic, maybe there's some lateral movement. Perhaps the that IP address is communicated with this host, and perhaps there's some additional activity going on with this particular host. So there's two ways I could do that. I could replace that IP address, or I could simply add that to the filter line there and apply. Now we're looking at any traffic to or from either of these addresses. And voila, we have a range of conversations and a variety of different protocols being used here. So not surprising, there's some web traffic, there's some DNS, and there's some Microsoft. I can send this to Wireshark, and Wireshark is actually hosted on the Endace probe itself. So sending to Wireshark is a local activity. It doesn't require you to utilize any network bandwidth. It keeps the captured packets locally on the Endace probe itself, and it saves you downloading it to your desktop. You get a full version of Wireshark that's hosted on Endace probe and displayed through the web browser. Now we can start to see some more detail of what's been going on. This Microsoft traffic looks like it's actually Windows Update services. Now this could be concerning. It could be a real Windows Update server, or it could be a phony that's loading malware onto your machine. And so we can do things that we might know and love in Wireshark, such as follow the TCP session. Let's select this one here with a large amount of traffic associated with it. And we can follow the TCP stream to see if we can glean any additional information out of this transaction. And yes, it looks a little suspicious. There's a DOS executable potentially being transferred across here, and we can see some information related to that. Now, if we were a power user, what we could do is filter and save this out and reassemble the file from Wireshark. But I'm going to take the easy way and utilize the extract files utility within EndaceVision itself. Extract files is a built-in utility that will scan the captured packets that you have selected, and it'll utilize Zeek to extract any file contents and any associated Zeek logs. It's a very easy way to see what was transferred across your network. So here we can see there was an executable transferred. It was a DOS executable. Here's the file name. We can download that as a zip file, and that will be presented in the zip with the Zeek logs. So here are the Zeek logs. Shows us all of the transactions. So it's the HTTP log, shows us all the HTTP transactions. There may even be a DNS log here that shows us all of the DNS transactions. And if we want to see the file itself, this is a copy of the file that was transferred across the network. We can take this and submit it to a sandbox. We could submit it to a virus scanner. We could store it in our evidence board. I'm not going to open it right now because it could be malicious. But this is a very easy way to see what was transferred across the network and get access to it. if we're wanting to collaborate with one of our colleagues on this investigation, we have the ability to share this investigation just by cut and pasting a link to the Endace probe vision investigation. And lastly, this investigation has been saved in the investigation list. We gave it the name Vision Demo you saw earlier. We can return to that investigation at any time just by clicking this link. I hope you found this demo video useful. Please visit our website or reach out if you'd like further information. Thanks for watching.